can they go on a similar run to like what Manchester City did in England?
They're clearly making the signings, and they're clearly moving in the direction of that being the case. I still have to see how everyone else is handling that. Liverpool continue to get stronger through the transfer market. They're just buying up everybody. But we have to ask the question, can all these purchases that they're making, does that let them compete with the Real Madrids of this world and the PSGs of this world? And that's why it's today's top topic.
Let's go. So, as far as every time I see Liverpool in the news for like, oh, they bid on this player, they've bid on that player, the first question is, yo, where you getting all this money, right?
How much credit card debt you going into Liverpool?
Because I'm paying attention to all the PSR and all the financial fair play, and I'm like, so right now Liverpool they already signed Jeremy Frimpong, Milos Kerkez, who came from Bournemouth, Florian Wirtz also came from
for 125 million euros.
That one stands out.
That's euros,
quite a bit. So that's a lot of, even those three alone. You're like, hey,
you did good
business.
Shut it down.
Okay, because I feel like you don't need the mink coat.
It's time for you to leave the mall. You know what I mean?
You've had too much pizza, like Alexis.
Yeah. Your bags up. You got too many bags in your hands. There's no need to shop anymore.
Right. And so now the names that are coming up. So Alexander Isak was the name that
they clearly want to replace Darwin Nunez. Darwin Nunez is rumored to be leaving.
Right.
Also, Luis Diaz also kind of wants to leave at the same time. So, all right, they're breaking up the band. But now you need a striker.
Right.
The first name that I heard really closely attached to them was that they were preparing a bid, which is the dumbest thing. Preparing a bid. Do it already. Why I hate that. That's so stupid. If imagine in school, like I told my teacher, like, hey, I'm preparing my
homework.
Yeah. A presentation. She'd be like, tell me when you get it, bro. When you're prepared for it, when you're ready for it. Do it. So stupid. They were preparing a bid for Alexander Isak, which if you are, why let him know? You know what I mean? You got to surprise them with the bid. You can't let them get prepared for it.
But surprise who? Who are you trying to trick? You're trying to trick Newcastle.
Go, bam, 100 mil.
Just throw a bunch of money on the table.
You show up with duffels, you might make that deal. But if I know you coming at me with 100, I'd be like, I can get 120.
Sure. It's just
you can't let them communicate. Anyway, this long story short, they don't get, obviously, that it seems to not be happening. Newcastle doesn't want to sell, which we'll have that conversation.
So even before you finish your point, the fact that they want and can't even afford Alexander Isak is, I don't know if it's kind of wild.
Is the fact that it may just be over the value that they have placed on him.
Okay, but then Isak would go higher than Florian Wirtz, no?
Yeah, that would have broken the transfer record for the second time in the same summer.
Right. Yeah. So this is
get out the club, bro. You buy too many bottles, bro.
So it's kind of scary, and obviously the passing of Diogo Jota and replacing him as a player is also, I'm sure, a factor in why they're trying to get complete these signings. But it's still kind of just wild that they can make these sort of moves. And it's also
PSR seems to be like hovering over everyone's heads except them.
Maybe it's because they won the league.
They're credit card scamming. You think that's what it is? You think, like, oh, we got. Don't worry about this, man. My boy in the Bronx.
Liverpool's it's just a big crypto scheme. They're about to pull the rug out anytime.
Like, bro, we're paying everyone in Ethereum.
So
it's 150 mil in a couple years.
But you mentioned, can they compete with the Real Madrid and PSGs of the world? It's just like, no one's saying like, you know what, I would love to live in Liverpool, right? That's not a thing people normally say. All right? With all due respect.
We've been there.
Even people in Liverpool would probably say the same thing. But I think
in fact, in order for me to live in Liverpool, I'd have to be a Liverpool player. You know what I mean? I better be making money.
Sure. I need 400,000 pounds a week to make sure that
just for the rain. It's too much rain.
So, but it says something about what Liverpool is doing to attract players that they can.
Well, winning. I mean, if you're a player, you don't care where it is.
I don't know. I think some players can. Maybe it depends on their age. Stuff like that, where they want to live, where their family wants to live. We always know that the Wags.
This is MLS mentality.
No, the Wags don't really want to be out like, yo, let's get lit in Liverpool. They're not saying that.
Other than Angel Di Maria's wife. I think
Some of them,
you gotta know what you sign up for. If your significant other, man or woman, is in sports, you know you can't really pick the city you live in.
Sure,
right?
sure.
It's at the behest of
but
the
you
market.
can complain.
Oh, 100%. And best believe I will.
I will complain
If Shorty played for the Liberty and got traded to the Indiana Fever, I'd be like, I bet you game nights will be fun. But what am I gonna do with all those other days?
That's what
How much corn can a man eat?
Okay.
What else is this Indiana?
We don't have to move, but you're gonna hear me tell you about the fact
If
that
my wife came to me and said, "Hey, I'm getting traded to Indiana Fever," I'd be like, "Yo, you have fun out there. I'll come visit."
You know what? I didn't expect to be in a long distance marriage,
Yeah.
but I mean,
Yo, there's FaceTime now.
the universe throws a lot of things at you.
I believe in us. I know we're strong enough.
Okay, it's just changing my zip code is gonna be difficult
you
right
said
now.
LA Sparks? No, you said then I'm so sorry,
Aw,
baby
man,
girl.
you know?
I can't believe you are getting traded. That's wild.
I mean, this is a great opportunity for
Yeah.
you.
You know what? I can't wait to see you on TV. Do your thing, bro. This is crazy.
I'm gonna get the 4K package
You
to
know
watch
what?
you clear.
We're paying Indiana Fever all up in this apartment, especially now that you're not here. Like, I'm gonna have so much more room in the closet
So,
for all the jerseys you're gonna send me.
look, Liverpool have done an incredible job of attracting players, but it's time for you to be attracted to that like button. Hit the like button right now. So we should ask the question as far as some of the players that Liverpool signed. But Alexander Isak, if that is even a possibility, it doesn't look like it's going to happen. But it puts a lot of pressure on Newcastle because people are knocking at the door, right? They really do want Alexander Isak.
But this has been happening, right? There's been rumors about Alexander Isak as soon as he started overperforming expectations. And granted, they paid a lot of money for him to come from Real Sociedad, so the expectations were high. But I think he's shown in spurts. I don't think he's had the most consistent of full seasons, but he's shown in spurts he can absolutely take over a match and he can catch momentum. So I can understand why Arsenal wanted to go after him, but he was too expensive. I can understand why the Liverpools want to go after him. I'm excited for Newcastle fans that they get to keep him, but if you're Newcastle as an organization, we should probably have the conversation. Why are you keeping this man? When someone's willing to pay you that much money for a player, you sell and you could buy, as example, Jeremy Frimpong, 40 million, Milos Kirkic, 46 million. How much is Ekitike rumored to be going for? 80 million. If you sold Isak for, say, 120 million, you could say 40 million pounds is Frimpong plus Ekitike. So now you get yourself two players for the value of one. You got to sell when the market's high. What if Isak gets injured next year?
Sure, it does also feel a little bit like, kind of like what you were saying, where as soon as Alexander Isak had a stretch of 3-4 like really good games, people are just like, well, okay, that's it.
The new Henry.
or not even that, but just like, hey, Newcastle can't keep him.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those.
And it's PIF money. You could keep him.
PIF money is going to be a new DJ Khaled track.
Also, we getting PIF money. Also, that should be PIF coin. I'll buy it. I'm in.
But it's almost like, you know how they say they say this a lot with comedians when they outgrow the small town that they're in, or when a young model is like, she's like too attractive for Mississippi or something whatever. They say
Mississippi.
Sorry, there's no attractive people.
No, I'm sure they're gorgeous. I don't know where you plugged that one out of this guy.
But that's kind of what happens with if it's not Real Madrid, if it's not a PSG, it's immediately, oh, that's it. He's too good for this club. So there's almost like no opportunity for the clubs to become that upper echelon club, because even us, everybody in the media is like, well, that's it. He has to go. He's too good to be at this lowly Newcastle or whatever. So I understand.
I get your point, but I also think that's the beauty of the sport of soccer, right? That you could purchase the contract of a player. You can make that, you can value a player at a certain amount and tell a team that I'll give you that. And then that helps that team at least alleviate PSR to be able to buy other players. You know, in the case of Newcastle, they don't necessarily need the money. They just need the clearance, right? They need the space in that, whatever, cap, whatever you want to call it. So for me, if you get a value of higher than what you value your player at, you got to sell him immediately. Move him on.
That's interesting. I mean, but you wouldn't say
Isak isn't the only striker.
I understand that, but look, it's and that's the risk and the gamble of like signing these players, because it's like, what is their contract or their transfer value worth more than the goals they will score, the trophies that they could bring. You have to balance that as like from a sporting perspective and then a business perspective. And
it's difficult because if Isak stays, right? If Isak stays and doesn't get that big value move in a year or two, what's he going to ask for?
Right.
More money.
Exactly.
And then that ties you up to be able to sign other people as well.
Sure.
Because again, PSR. If there was no PSR, you can do whatever the hell you want.
That's it. Get rid of PSR.
Oh, thank you. I think that's smart. Make it video games.
So as far as Liverpool and the moves that they're making, because it does feel like they are they're planning for the future. They're really looking for obviously signing a lot of these younger players, keeping some of that veteran talent. Obviously, right. I think
staying at the top is clearly what they're trying to do.
So yeah, like you don't easily replace Virgil van Dijk. You don't easily replace Mohamed Salah. But these some of these potential signings and some of these signings could effectively be the future of
but
the.
You do easily replace Trent Alexander-Arnold, huh? It's crazy.
I guess. I mean, I'm curious to see what Frimpong is going. Frimpong is just a completely different player. They're not going to do anything similar.
No,
he
won't be getting cooked as much.
But defensively, I don't think so.
No.
But he's also going to be a much bigger threat going forward.
Right.
And
he may get caught out of position.
Overlap
sure.
runs. I mean, even you're watching Trent now. We watched him at Club World Cup, and I don't think they know what he's supposed to do there yet. He doesn't know. He hasn't been given his notes yet.
Xavi's like, bro, I'm figuring it out. It's like getting IKEA boxes with no instructions. You're like, I think it's a shelf. It might be a bookshelf.
So
I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, he's not stamped his identity on that team just yet.
Though, so.
But for Liverpool, these moves, can they become a little bit of a, I don't know, dynasty's maybe not the right word, but can they go on a similar run to like what Manchester City did in England and try to dominate England and maybe Europe as well with the signings that they have,
right? Because it's an interesting point. Because if you look at last season, Manchester City very clearly showed a few sort of dents, if you will, in their whole system, right? They took a step back. They left a bit of a gap for someone else to take that place. Arsenal, at the beginning of the season, if I would have told you, hey, Manchester City is going to have a struggle even getting back into a Champions League spot, I think we all would have said, oh, then Arsenal probably wins the league. They finished in second to a resurgent Liverpool under Arne Slot, a new manager. Can they repeat that? Can they not only move on from that to being in the upper echelon of the European conversation, right? Like we talked about, your Real Madrids, your PSGs, they're clearly making the signings and they're clearly moving in the direction of that being the case. So that means that everyone else has to get as strong. And that's the big problem with the Premier League. Can you get stronger than the strength that is gained by other folks, the other clubs in the league? I think from looking at these signings, you're talking about a club that finished first easily, getting better. I still have to see how everyone else is handling that. And that's everyone else in Champions League. I have to see how Arsenal's handling that. I have to see how Manchester City's handling that. I have to see how some of the newcomers, your Nottingham Forests, if you will, some of those folks are handling that. To me, looking at the way Liverpool are making signings, they're clearly hoping that they're making signings with the plan to be one of the biggest teams in Europe.
Yeah.
At least for the next 3-4 years.
Sure. They're throwing the kind of money of clubs that are the type of clubs that do dominate.
They are mortgaging their future a little bit. So best of luck.
Okay, Liverpool's just a subprime mortgage.
Yeah. And the better Liverpool gets, the worse the Boston Red Sox get, and that makes me so happy.
Another story in relation to Europe and an English club, Crystal Palace are in the news because. They are basically.
Did you see Rebecca Lowe commented about Doja Cat's dress?
I did see that.
She said, where can I get one for the first week? Bro, you will break the internet, Rebecca Lowe.
How about a Rebecca Lowe Doja Cat collab?
Damn.
That's what I think we need.
Rebecca Loja Cat? That's crazy.
Now we're talking. We've already written the whole marketing campaign. But no, Crystal Palace are in the news because they are going to be, I think they're trying to fight it, but they're going to be knocked out of the Europa League and put into the Europa Conference League. And this is due to dual ownership. This is always like same thing with Club World Cup. This is why Leon and Pachuca couldn't both play
in the
in
Club
it
World Cup.
because they had the same ownership. So Crystal Palace was owned by the same owners of Leon.
Yeah.
Leon
Texter.
Texter.
Yeah, Texter had a large portion of the
or
team.
AKA John Sexter, as we also
whatever you get in on your end. Here's the interesting part of this, and obviously the Athletic reported this, so we should trust it, is that clearly the league, the UEFA, is like, we need to alert Crystal Palace that there may be some discrepancies in the rule. And if you're reading this on our screen now, they were alerted to it. However, and what's his name? Steve Parrish admitted that they missed the emails. They missed the emails from UEFA giving them the advice of like, hey, you need to shore up these things here because you may not be allowed. The problem was the email, this is real, that Crystal Palace gave to UEFA, their boss essentially, was info@cpfc.co.uk. So the hello@soccercooligans.com, you gave them your info email, the one that like people complaining about the concessions.
Exactly. It's just the customer complaint, the ticketing, any sort of issue.
Someone's like, the gates aren't big enough. They're like, you know what? We're interested in what you have to say. Just go ahead and email info.
Hey, I'm sure this will go directly to the president.
But I promise you, Steve Parrish will check that email inbox probably in the summer.
So he go on. The tweet says in one of the recent interviews, Steve Parrish speculated that Nottingham Forest, the club who are set to benefit from Crystal Palace's demotion from the Europa League, surely don't actually want to benefit from it. Nick Miller argues why Forest shouldn't feel bad about taking Palace's place.
Now this is smart. If you're gonna run a club and you have an F up this bad, what you do is you throw a conspiracy theory. You're like, yes, we gave them, hello at Soccer Cooligans, but it was Men in Blazers.
Where was Epstein involved in all of this?
We got to ask the real questions. Someone deleted the inbox.
Really, and this is, we've been doing this show for 10 years. And in that time, we've had these comical sort of clerical issues.
Yeah, I think when we started was the fax
machines, emails not arriving, or deals not being sent, at 12:01 a.m. or something.
These are boomers, bro.
But this is just the new version of it. We have not heard this one in particular of like, we gave them UEFA.
Yeah.
You would think like you want to, Gmail allows you to like, hey, this is an important sender. Just highlight this one. It's UEFA. You don't think you want to hear from them?
Did you know that in your Gmail, you could hit the plus sign before the @ and say whatever you want there?
Yeah.
And it still just goes to yours. So if your email was, christianthegreat@gmail.com.
Which it is.
Sorry, I put on blast. You can put Christian the Great plus, this is really important. And you'll see that when it comes like, oh, no, this is the big one.
Yeah.
Why would you not do that for UEFA?
Who could have done this? I don't. Is it a secretary? Is it somebody? You would think.
No, who's having the conversation with UEFA?
Exactly. You would imagine.
You think UEFA just called the regular number and the receptionist picked up like, why don't you go ahead and email info at...
What do you mean? We called 1-800 Crystal Palace. Why didn't y'all answer?
That's Steve Parrish's cell phone, bro.
Just
I guarantee that man has a flip phone, and that's why he missed it.
And we saw him the other day.
Yeah, we were with him.
We went to that soccer summit.
We were with him for like at least 2 hours, and not once did he check the email. So I'm just saying.
So you were just he also a very handsome man.
Yeah.
Look on stage,
he's a good looking dude.
Not focusing on the emails.
But when you email, you use the one that's on your website. Those get scraped by bots. That's how you get all the scam emails.
Okay.
So you're like, okay, vacation package, that's not real. Dick pill, I don't need that right now. You're going through all the
soon I'm just going to bookmark it.
You know what, we're going to put them. Well, that came to info plus really important at cpfc.co.uk. You know what? Maybe both of those in one. You know what I mean? You go on vacation, you bring some dick pills. You got to have yourself a good time.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, you can't use those emails for important things because it gets scraped.
Sure. Okay. All right. Ridiculous and absurd. And it's one of those clerical errors that I'm like, oopsie, lost the club $20 million or whatever.
I also he's like, I will admit it. We made a little boo boo.
You gotta go to your grave with this, bro. You can't admit this, man. You gotta say the computer blew up or something. You gotta just
fax machine broke. Nah, man.
It's just literally.
No, we fired that person. That's what you do. You gotta fire somebody. Get photos of them leaving the building.
Right.
And say that was their fault. Now you saw Steve's out of here, right? Man,
public shaming. Yeah. All the rest of the employees yell shame as they walk out of the building.
Or you make someone like an intern go up to the podium and be like, "Hello, my name is Info." Info Smith. It was my inbox.
Look at my ID.
This shit real, dog.
My mom named me this.
It's my nickname, my real name information. But nobody calls me that. Only when I don't clean my room. 100% that was my inbox. I messed up.
Right.
I should have been reading emails. This is my last day at Crystal Palace. Does anyone have any more information? That's my name.
All right, let's take a quick break. We're gonna talk some MLS and catch up on the league because we haven't spoken about it in a little bit. So we'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Let's talk some Major League Soccer. So let's take a look around the league.
Major League Soccer.
Okay.
All right, let's go around the league, baby.
Let's start with Inter Miami. They got...
You guessed it, folks. We're starting with Inter Miami.
I wonder why.
I wonder why. Who's the important player, the most important player in the league?
That's right. Benjamin
I was
Kremaski.
going to say, Georgie Mihailovic. Let's see what's happening in Colorado. No, obviously
we love all of you
You're all
equally.
equal.
We love all our kids the same, except we love Messi a little more.
Yeah. Well, he brings in the most money. So.
Okay. So, Inter Miami, they get trounced, smacked at TQL Stadium by FC Cincinnati, a 3-0 loss after, the Club World Cup.
May I remind everyone that people said I was crazy when I said Evander should have been the MVP. And now he just showed your MVP because you voted. You said
I voted
for
from
Messi.
last season, yeah.
All right, Messi, boom. What happened when they were on the pitch together? Damn.
Yeah. All we can conclude is that Evander is a better player than Lionel Messi.
Based on the stats I'm willing to allow you to use, I'm correct.
It is settled. The whole Ronaldo Messi debate is over. Now it's Evander Messi.
Yep.
So the 3-0 is especially after Club World Cup, everybody sort of expected Inter Miami to be they're probably exhausted from all those games and playing against all this competition, but they came back to MLS. It was one of those things of like when you were lifting a heavy weight. Yeah. And then you pick up a really light one. You're like, whoa, I'm the strongest man in the world. That's kind of what Inter Miami coming back to MLS was. And but this is now
little reality check
because also FC Cincinnati, they over the weekend they played Columbus Crew up 2-0 and then they end up losing 4-2.
It's crazy.
So to go from that,
seems to be a lot of that happening in this league. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. To go from that to a result like this, because everybody basically expected, Inter Miami, because they've been playing fantastic. I believe it's 4
wins in a row.
Yeah, right? but on all those matches, Messi has scored a brace in like 4 or 5 games in a row, something like that, which is pretty remarkable.
Yeah, he looked revitalized.
I mean,
after
in some of the games, it felt like the goalkeepers were just passing the ball right to him.
Yeah.
So that
listen, sometimes you get a little gift.
Okay, we want to pad your stats as much as we can, but the news here, I think, bigger than just that result is Rodrigo De Paul.
Well, I mean, if you look at Inter Miami and you say these guys need help in one situation, it's obviously in the defending part, right? Rodrigo De Paul probably will provide some of that cover for that back line.
Rodrigo De Paul. Just wanted to say it.
Sorry, that Spectrum moment's been brought to you by.
But no. So this is the news that was being reported and speculated.
If you didn't get the reference, it's Sean De Paul is what you were saying.
Everybody
which
got
Sean
that.
Paul said.
He's still relevant
back in the day.
He's still relevant.
He's totally making new music. The kids are listening to it.
So when it was being reported that Rodrigo De Paul could end up at Inter Miami, everybody's immediately like, "Excuse me?
Yeah. Well, whose money?
What rules? What rules are
so
we?
an 8th DP is what we're going with?
And so there is a transfer fee. I believe it's some. I think Tom Boger had reported 17 million, which is a big investment.
A significant amount.
This is not a thing MLS teams regularly do. But
Sure, but we're talking about a Champions League starter, right? Where that's the level we're talking
World
about.
Cup winner.
World Cup winner, sure, along with Messi, right?
Yeah,
For
yeah,
Argentina.
yeah. And we saw him play.
Also, old-fashioned icon, right? Whether you like it or not,
Well,
the kid gets dressed.
the braids.
No, he's a dresser, bro. He
does
wears
dress,
those weird
yeah,
like
he
you
does.
know,
He also has
tracksuits.
blonde braids. He does that from time to time.
He's trying to be a little Beckham, and now he's playing for Beckham's team.
Hey, man.
Maybe that's it. Maybe he don't even care about Messi. He's just
Maybe.
like, yo,
This is clearly a business decision from Jorge Mas and Beckham to like also, hey, Messi, you don't need to go anywhere.
Messi, whoa, Barcelona's calling you. Why don't you do that when your boy's right here?
Delete that number.
No, you don't need that.
Okay.
You really want to be behind a 17-year-old or an 18-year-old? I don't
He
think
took
so.
your number, bro. He
Right?
took your number. You're gonna wear 88?
Nah, you can't do that.
And this kid is gonna be wearing the 10 now,
No.
bro.
Although Messi, you are short enough to get invited to his birthday party.
It is an option. You want him to insult you that way?
Oh, damn. Your brethren had to work his birthday?
So clearly a good move because the rumors are that Messi does. What I've heard is that he wants to possibly do a loan for the first 6 months of the season to prepare for the World Cup. And so if Messi wants that to happen, I'm sure he.
You mean to get loaned away from
Oh,
MLS?
away from
because they take a break before the World Cup would start.
Yes.
Yeah.
And even there's a gap in between. The first 2 months of the year. I mean, there wouldn't be any games.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So him, if he wanted to do that, I'm sure he really could, and they would find a way to make it happen. But this move to bring De Paul in really says like, hey, we want you to stay here. We want to. We believe that this is the best place for you to prep for the World Cup and for what will be your final World Cup.
Right.
And
it isn't, but they are trying to say that.
They are trying to say, you got to make the case.
Yeah.
You got to lie directly to Lionel Messi's face.
100%. How many of your friends we got to pay for you to stay here?
You want to lose it. You couldn't even beat Cincinnati.
We'll put your uncle on the back line. I don't care how old this man is.
So, but the complaint obviously from a lot of other fans is like, hey, why is Inter Miami going to be able to do this? So this is
my question is, why can't every other team just do this? I'm not mad at Jorge Mas. I'm not mad at David Beckham. I'm not mad at Inter Miami. I'm mad at everyone else that they're not saying like, we're going to do that too. What are you going to fine us all? The money's just going back in all of our own pockets anyway.
A united front.
Yo, there's more of you than them.
United we bargain, divided we beg.
Yeah,
all right?
yeah, yeah.
I love it, bro. Socialism, Zora.
What I'm strictly saying is, this is so dumb that we're still playing by these dumb rules.
That's fair. So,
but this also proves that players of this ilk are willing to come to MLS.
If there were
some
30,
asterisks
if there were
there.
30 Lionel Messi's on every team, yes, they would be like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna consider it.
We don't need to dig down below the message I'm giving.
So apparently the move is he is going to be loaned to Inter Miami. That is how for the rest of this season, because he can't be a DP because they don't have the money and they don't have it. They don't have enough GAM to buy down any other DP to make them into a TAM level player. So it looks like they're going to be loaning De Paul and then I guess restructuring. I believe Sergio Busquets' contract when it ends December 31st at the end of the year. So that's the move, and then next year,
this is so dumb.
It is what it is. But
I mean, this
that's
is
how they're
embarrassing.
Make it work. So
it really is, because other clubs will probably want to spend this much money as well. And they're just like, no, we can't. We have to follow the rules. And Jorge Mas is like, all right, when anyone asks, you're my cousin. Okay? Just pick up a mop, Rodrigo. Pick up a mop. This is a janitor. But because of the injury crisis.
Look, Inter Miami, they got dinged, right? They broke the rules.
For Blaise Matuidi,
paying
greatest name in sports history.
Right. And so they got caught. And I would imagine they're doing everything in their power to not get burned again.
Don Garber's probably emailing info at Inter Miami. Saying like, yo, these rules are being broken.
So we'll see. I more than anything, I outside of all that, of the drama around it, I'm like, I kind of want to see Rodrigo De Paul play for Inter Miami. Like, it should be fun. I mean, we saw him play the last time we saw him in person was at I don't think you saw him play, but we saw him play at the Copa America against Chile 3 years ago.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah. I'm saying
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
last time we saw him play in
Yeah,
person. But the enforcer role and that, his Messi's security guard.
He's Messi's goon. I mean, goon is a different word now. So he's Messi. Listen, right? I mean, maybe I don't know.
I want you to see you gooning on the pitch.
Come on, show me it's real. So obviously, if anyone kicks Messi on the Argentina national team,
Yeah.
Rodrigo De Paul shows up,
Yeah.
fisticuffs, ready to go.
That's his
So
job.
now you're the dude. Who's the dude that was wrong? The MMA guy, the ball-headed guy that was running around
That's
the
it.
pitch.
Yeah, the Messi security guard.
He's not allowed to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Which again, these are dumb rules. This was entertaining, right? So he's not allowed to do that anymore. So now they're like, all right, we'll get you a security guard on the pitch,
Right.
and
If
it's
you're-
your boy.
If your security guard can ball, we would have put him on the
Yeah,
pitch
yeah,
already. But no.
We're gonna keep you up. He's not so much on the swingies, you know.
So I'm curious to see what that team is going to look like, even in that midfield.
Is it enough for them to win MLS Cup?
I think they have enough to win MLS Cup right now, but this team,
I don't know. Playoffs defending
yeah, it's just like
is
the
strong,
defending,
is
I
important
mean,
in the playoffs.
but they theoretically, I'm never gonna count them out because they lost this game against Cincinnati. but
Messi only guarantees you get to MLS Cup final. It doesn't even guarantee that, but that guarantees you. I'm like, I'll make you a favor to get to MLS Cup
it's just,
final.
but the defending,
Can you win it?
even in their winning streak, it's still kind of horrendous. Like they again, they're
It's
just
last gasp.
they're put in situations where they just like have to do these like miracle stops from time, like 2-3 a game.
Mhm.
And then they're asking their like 40-year-old goalkeeper who's starting to also make
Yeah.
unbelievable saves, and he steps up when necessary, but it just can't last forever, and they can't do it every single game. And then across a playoff run, they just really have to be much more consistent. And Rodrigo De Paul, I think, just calms that down a little bit. But you would hope that even with the player that would like Rodrigo De Paul, that they're like just a little bit more calm. Like I expect Inter Miami to be like controlling the game, controlling the ball, all this, and they're just not. That's not. This season has not been that. Last season kind of was, but not this season.
Bringing calm and making a game more placid. The first thing that pops to mind is not adding Rodrigo to Paul.
No. But just the so it's going to be a lot more emergency defending, but it'll be a little bit more a little
Yeah.
tougher. or
Rodrigo
whatever.
De Paul looks like an MMA fighter that only fights reggaeton artists. I know how mad you are that it works. I can see it in your eyes. You're mad that it works.
So a couple other things in MLS. Patrick Agyemang it is confirmed he's going to Derby County. But he is weirdly he's dealing with an injury. He
He's
has
getting a hernia surgery.
a hernia surgery.
Wow. Your brain
Hernia
just broke.
surgery. So he's gonna be a little bit before he makes his debut. But as soon as I heard the news, I'm like, that's it. That's all it was. The Gold
Yeah.
Cup. He just
Well,
had
people said when he was playing that he was playing like he had no balls. He's got an extra one. He has to get surgery to have it removed.
I don't know what.
Don't you know how a hernia is?
Please explain. I would love to
You
know.
get a bump, so it looks like a third nut. If it's in that region.
Well, we don't know that. HIPAA.
Yeah, they haven't
HIPAA
shown us on the door where the
HIPAA
hernia
rules do
is.
not allow us to reveal that kind of information.
Maybe
but
not in England, the NHS, right? I wonder if they have the same rules.
I would imagine that they do.
I don't think it's called HIPAA.
Okay, well, right, this is a good, important conversation. But obviously, wish him well and wish him the best because again, the as far as the controversy of a striker, if he does end up doing something pretty good at Derby County, he could again put his name in that hat.
I'm afraid this is going to be a Daryl Dike situation.
Interesting.
I'm afraid there's going to be a situation where like a striker that's very raw, very green,
Mhm.
shows some promise, goes to Europe, has moments, but it doesn't really work out. I know Daryl Dike had a long-term injury.
Yeah.
that he's just coming back from,
both Achilles. He tore
Yeah,
both
both
Achilles.
Achilles. That's rough. So
Mhm.
I know he's coming back from that. But what I mean is, I think he's going to go to Europe and sort of he's not going to bubble from that. He's just sort of going to mid and then maybe come back.
Interesting. All right, we shall see. A couple other games from the midweek matches. NYCFC played against Orlando, and Admittedly, they end up winning 2-1. But I'm watching this game and I'm already like, all right, what tweet am I crafting?
Because this isn't good.
This is abysmal.
Yeah.
How there was
Orlando were worse, and sometimes that's all you need to win a game.
But they were not worse. Orlando, I would say, did not
Within 90 minutes.
Yeah.
You remember the goal where one of them cleared it into the other defender and it goes in? I think
for like 88 minutes of the game,
they were better.
They were better, and they should have won the game. A
Uh-huh.
lot of people were saying like that. They were playing with their food a little bit too much. And I credit to Matt Freese for I think keeping the team in the game. But NYCFC, I don't know where the offense is gone.
Sometimes you got to find it, you know, and this is important. Like in a championship season, I'm not saying that this is a championship season for MLS, but you go back through a championship season, and sometimes you got to win a little ugly. Sometimes you got to catch a lucky bounce or get a break. This was one of those moments for New York City FC.
Yeah, and the own goal from who even got credited with the own goal because Andres Perea heads the ball in. Gallesa makes a fantastic save, and then. Two Orlando players are trying to clear the ball out. One
clears it into the chest of the other, who chests it into the goal.
It was a leg, I think. It might have been the leg, but just like two players, like, hey, we gotta get the ball, and then boom, you just end up giving up the goal. So a game where probably NYCFC maybe I wouldn't say they didn't deserve to score it, but I could understand like, hey, just
if they lost that game, you wouldn't be like, how dare they have lost that game? They're like, yeah, for 90 minutes they looked terrible.
There was a moment in the game there was something like 8 Orlando shots to 0.
Yeah.
I was like, what is this? What is this team?
Yeah.
I bought season tickets for this. This is unbelievable. And they controlled the game a lot more in the second half, and again, Orlando couldn't put it away. And I think not having Keaton Parks, he's been dealing with I think a foot injury, has been a little bit.
The midfield falls apart without him.
It's just
crazy.
There's almost no offense. It's kind of surreal
because he's the part that springs the attack from the defending to the attack.
But a fantastic win, a late goal from Alonso Martinez, who should have probably scored an earlier goal in the game.
An important revelation came from this game as well. Finally, Pascal Janssen was asked about why he's wearing a full hoodie, sweat tracksuit on the sideline in hot weather.
It's like 90, it's nearly 90 degrees in these games.
And this man is wasn't he like coaching in Scandinavia?
I believe so.
Or at least in Europe where it's a little bit cooler. Like, you should be hot. You should be burning up in this weather.
Right. And
he said, I like the sweatsuit, and that's the last I'll talk about it. Hey.
Damn, bro. He's like, yeah, I'm rocking the merch. I wear the merch. Stop asking me all these questions.
He's like, in fact, buy it. I get 10% for every sale.
Okay.
But shouts to him, bro. That's crazy.
And then the other game that was that I wanted to talk about that was also pretty absurd. Seattle Sounders against Colorado.
I thought you were going to talk about Red Bulls coming back.
We can talk about that a little bit.
5 goals in the second half is kind of crazy.
That is kind of wild.
The Forsberg show. You were talking about Colorado?
Seattle, Colorado. 3 goals. Rusnak scores 2. Obed Vargas scores 1. And the conversation here is a little bit, especially with those first 3 goals, is Zach Steffen, because Zach Steffen back from injury. And obviously he was, left. He was left off the Gold Cup roster because of injury. But everybody's still talking like he's still one of the names that should be up there for.
Not after this game.
It's just
this won't be brought up in the evidence as to why he should be a starter.
There's just a thing of like, I don't want to see Zach Steffen make mistakes.
Not at all.
Just out of
we're Zach Steffen fans.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But more than anything, I'm like, I want that battle for a goalkeeper to be competitive, and it shouldn't be clear cut when one is just booting the ball and not getting back in goal. I mean, that was just a ridiculous goal to get up to. If you didn't
see it, Zach Steffen runs to the right of his goal, clears the ball close to the outside of the box, clears the ball by sending it to the middle of the pitch, essentially, right around the center circle.
Yeah.
Seattle player, the camera switches, follows the ball, so you no longer see Zach Steffen, whose momentum was carrying him towards the touchline, the out of bounds line.
Yeah, like almost a corner flag. Basically.
Yeah, basically, right? So the camera goes to the midfield, and you see a Seattle player, right? Yeah,
Reagan, I think it was that guy that had
Seattle
on the ball.
Player heads the ball into the path of Albert Rusnak, who you can see checks over his shoulder to see the goal.
Like, hey.
We don't know what he sees, but he clearly one-times it, volleys it, a pretty direct shot right at goal. And when the camera swings back to goal, You still don't see Zach Steffen.
Where'd he go? The
Why-
locker room?
Why- Did he just keep running after he cleared the ball and he thought, well, that's the end of the game?
Yeah, I mean, it's
He didn't get back. He didn't get back. in
goalkeepers
front
are
of goal.
not necessarily known for like turning quick on a dime.
No, but they are known for being in front of the goal.
That
and I
is-
think that's an important part of their
kind of
job.
their thing.
You know what I mean?
bro.
If you were to draw up a heat map for a goalkeeper, I would venture to guess it's a dot.
Imagine it.
It's
I'm like, you're in these other places,
Yeah.
and I don't really know why.
You don't need to be there because the goal's not following you over there.
Yeah, not great. And then, and miraculously, Colorado come back, and they end up tying this game 3-3. They get 2 penalties called within 5 minutes,
Mhm.
and it's surreal how quickly the game turned
2
around.
penalties will do that for you.
Yeah. So no, entertaining game. It was a nice late game in MLS. And then you mentioned Red Bull. Red Bull ended up scoring 5 goals against New England, and it really credit to Red Bulls. It asks a lot more questions, I think, about New England, how they're up 2-0.
Yeah,
And
they
then-
collapsed.
And then give up 5 goals in the second
In the
half.
second half is crazy. Also, Eli Manning was at the game, and Eli Manning beat the New England Patriots in 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah. So that was
There's a little bit of a connection there.
that was the connect. And we all remember when Eli Manning did that for the New Jersey Giants.
Yeah. Another team in New York in the name, but don't play in New York. It's crazy.
Okay.
But trust me, the World Cup final will be in New York.
So the is there anything else? Oh no. Okay. We're gonna take a short break, and then we'll be back. We're gonna do some run that back because we gotta talk about some other wild stories in footy.
Welcome back to the Cooligans. Hey, we want to give a special shout out. Happy birthday to Lamine Yamal. Yeah, he
Yes.
turned 18, threw himself a little party, and got in the news, which is why we are running that back, baby.
Let's take a look because I mean, happy birthday!
Yeah,
Obviously
yeah.
a big
tell you,
milestone.
Let me ask you. Imagine you were turning 18 like you did 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And you were a multimillionaire, quite possibly the best player in the world. What's one thing you'd want at your birthday party?
I mean, obviously a roller coaster.
Okay. All right. Very nice.
That's where I would go. If
Unless you can know what kind of 18-year-old you were, but sure.
This is he ends up let's preface this by saying I'm sure he didn't plan this entire party, right? Like obviously somebody was involved.
I think one part of it was his, and we'll get to it for sure.
But there were dwarves that were seen heading into the
Little people were hired
yes,
for the party.
right, and so he's getting a lot of backlash
Yeah.
because in Spain, it's apparently some sort of it's like an ethical violation to hire little people for entertainment. So, and it goes further in. So when you hear that,
When the entertainment is just that they're little and they're there.
we don't know what they did.
I think that's what's being said.
They like we know like there's comedians that are dwarves that we've met, and it's like
Worked with.
and they are funny and they tell jokes. Is it illegal to hear a joke from a little person?
Don't be entertained.
Don't they
If
can't
you
be
laugh.
so
The reason why we're making light of it is because the little people who were hired basically came out and said, "Hey, we were treated fine."
yeah, that they were treated with respect. There was one of the performers or entertainers,
Yeah.
whatever they were there, apparently called into a radio show in Barcelona and said like, "Hey, we were treated with respect. We just want to work. Why
Yeah.
should this be a bit of an issue?"
Stop getting in trouble for hiring us. Yeah.
So it's an interesting dilemma because from one, you start thinking about like labor laws and issues. I'm like, why can't little people do the jobs that they want to do? If they get hired to do a thing, then what is really the concern? They're not hurting anybody. And so, but the idea, you understand also the idea of like, that should not be abused and they should not be mocked or made fun of or
Mhm.
whatever. But that doesn't seem like is the case that what happened here. And then also, why is this the entertainment, right? Like, why did Lamine Yamal
Right.
say, "Hey, this is the thing I want to do"? Or my
You
hope.
think he pitched it to his dad like, "Why don't we get a bunch of little people respectfully?
Hey, everybody,
Yeah.
respectfully. We're
Respectfully,
not here to
we're
mock
We're
anybody.
gonna hire a bunch of little people." But there's also a model who came out and said that the models were also hired for the event.
Sure.
So maybe these are like influencers. Maybe they're not hired to like be performers. They're hired to be there. You know what I mean?
Right.
But she said she decided not to go because some of the rules that were requested of her, and there's no way, these are all alleged because there's no way to confirm this is actually what happened. But to her, based on her statement, she said that she was hired because
she didn't want to go. She said
she
they
decided-
offered.
she was
the role.
offered it. But you weren't allowed to bring your cell phone.
Yeah.
She felt a little unsafe. That's fair, right? If someone's like, "Yeah, I want you to come over," and leave any way of tracking you behind, you'd be like, "Maybe I don't."
No
go.
air tags on your.
Yeah. I'm a checking person. All right, time for the pat down. You're not wearing a wire, right? So you weren't allowed to bring your cell phone. But also, she said that the reason she was offered the gig is because she was blonde and had her chest was in a certain dimension.
Yeah, they were
Of a certain dimension.
I'm like, oh man, we're in the galaxy.
Damn, bro, you a yo. Them titties in the Twilight Zone.
Yeah. You're gonna get a lot of opportunities.
Damn, bro.
You're like, whoa, I'm lost.
Whoa, dude. My glasses are broken. I was gonna read, dude.
So,
So apparently he was only hiring blonde models with certain.
Which honestly, that part of it doesn't sound. That sounds like the least crazy part.
That's the 18-year-old millionaire.
I mean, when money is not an issue, and people are just saying, "Well, what do you want?" You're effectively, "Hey, what Pornhub category can I pick?" Or
Imagine
whatever.
your family's like, "What you want at your party?" They're like, "We've already got flowers, we've got cake, we've got hors d'oeuvres," and you're like, "How about C cups?" We got them.
Like, well, you pay the bills, son.
Only C cups.
Yeah, as an 18-year-old, or as when they're planning it, a 17-year-old is planning it, right?
That's right.
So, so that part of it is
This is to celebrate him becoming 18.
so. Obviously, also kind of gross, but it is what it. I mean, it's not unheard of, right?
I'm not always expecting an 18-year-old millionaire to be like, well established already as an adult.
Can we invite people with good personalities?
Yeah. You know what? I just want to have intellectual conversations.
So, but this is an odd wrinkle to any kind of party. It's a weird one of like. It also feels like he's being targeted in a weird way. Like, why? If I would understand if the performers were like, "Hey, this was awful. They treated us terribly," or whatever. But that's not exactly what's happening. It's just the fact that they were hired, that little people were hired, that this is goes against some sort of value or moral sort of clause or something like that. It's very odd. I don't know. There's like what's the organization? There's like a ethical organization.
Yeah. It's like
Spain's Ministry of Social Rights.
Yeah,
which is okay. But this
you
just
cover a lot.
There's a lot. There's a lot to work with. But this just seems like an odd thing to target.
We would be talking about this differently had any of those people come out and said like, "Yo, we were treated horrifically. Yo, that was mad disrespectful." None of that happened. It's probably not the coolest thing to do. You know what I mean? But you're 18.
Yeah.
You're a superstar, global superstar. I'm not expecting you to make all the right decisions in the world, but this feels like you kind of got close to making a mistake, but no, it seems like no mistakes were made.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. All right, the last thing and run that back. The other thing we got to run back to, because we were live right after the Club World Cup final on Sunday night.
So we didn't see the shenanigans.
Right. So we immediately just talking about the game. We should have probably kept it on a little bit longer because there were fights. There were Luis Enrique. Basically clock. It was Love Island.
Yeah.
It was, fighting with João Pedro, this whole thing. But really what made the biggest news was Donald Trump, who was there at the game, and we saw they put the camera to him. He was booed a lot, relentlessly, and some people were like, he wasn't being booed, and then like everybody who reported, like, it was very loud, and there's like video evidence. So
no, he deleted it. Yeah. Pam Bondi said the video never existed.
Yeah, he was never been booed.
It was all a hoax.
So.
Biden made up the video.
What made even bigger news, and this is what was a thing where even like my mom called me and she was like, "Did you see? ¿Tuviste lo que Trump está haciendo?" Right?
Yeah.
She's like, "Why was he on stage?"
Right.
He was on stage with Gianni Infantino giving the Club World Cup trophy to Chelsea after winning it, and Gianni Infantino. They give it to Reece James.
And then he's like, come on, let's
Hey,
go.
let's go. We're done
outta
here.
here.
Let the players have their shine. This is their moment.
And he doesn't leave.
And he does not leave.
And Reece James looks at him and goes, you can leave now.
You can leave that.
You can leave. And he's just like, hey, everybody, look at all the people that are here. Cole Palmer's like, what's he doing?
Yeah.
What's he doing? Why is he still here? And then I think it was Sanchez who said to him, like, you got to leave. And he goes, why don't you leave? He said that to
Did he say? I don't know. I don't know what the response was.
lip readers. He goes, no, why don't you leave? Like,
Okay.
you go. You know, he was like, he thought they were joking with him.
Right.
And then, yeah, so you can see the photo here of Donald Trump on stage with Chelsea as they celebrate. And there's also another wrinkle we need to talk about with this photo in particular, what Reece James has in his hand. But the photo that Chelsea put out, Donald Trump's not there. So they photoshopped him out. Right?
Yeah. There's also another one where he's behind and they perfectly have it. So you see like a little bit of his hair and nothing much.
But there's another wrinkle to this. I don't know if you know this, but remember a couple months ago, Gianni Infantino was going on the Club World Cup promo tour.
Yeah.
And they stopped by the Oval Office and they brought the trophy to Oval Office. Did you know this?
I did know this.
Okay.
Yes.
That's still there.
Right.
And that's the real Club World Cup trophy.
Correct.
So what was in Reece James's hand? A replica. Now, why? Why wouldn't they say like, yo, Trump, you coming, right? Like, just bring the trophy with you.
We know you got it.
Yeah, my man said no. He won't give him back the real trophy.
Yes, and he also, there's video of him pocketing the medal as well.
He took a medal from one of the players,
the championship medals, which there's a finite amount. I'm sure some physio did not get their medal or something like that.
That's crazy.
But this is it's beyond like we have already accepted and understood.
This doesn't surprise.
It doesn't surprise.
No.
Well, actually, it does kind of surprise. Only because of we understand the like gross fascist kind of policies, ICE everywhere, snatching people up off the street, and everybody's protesting and fighting that. And you're gonna steal a medal from athletes. You did not do anything. And for some reason, you think I don't care what country you're the president of. Like it's still disrespect and it's still so gross. And it's
unbecoming of the nation, especially when we're going to host a World Cup.
You're embarrassing me. I'm a citizen of the damn country.
By the way, if you think this is bad, imagine when he pulls a Salt Bae and starts walking around grabbing the World Cup trophy next year.
Right. And that's that's
he might pocket the World Cup trophy.
This is the sequel to the Salt Bae at the World Cup.
Salt Bae ran so Donald Trump could walk.
Salt Bae is like, he knows he's like kind of a silly like little goofball doing the salt thing and whatever, get your views, get your follow. But the president of the United States doing this, it's beyond and the other stuff is already horrific and infuriating. Yeah. And then it gets to a point of like, why are you even embarrassing me more?
Why are you also getting into things I love?
This is my thing. Yeah. Why are you here, dog?
I have some advice for Gianni Infantino. If you go on a World Cup trophy tour and you're going to stop at the Oval Office, bring the replica.
The fact that he brought the real one.
Leave the real one at home.
Johnny, he walked in being like, there's no way he's going to take this.
Yeah. I'm going to just show it to him.
I'm just going to show it to him.
Yeah. And growing up, this used to be very popular. People would be like, yo, those are nice sneakers. Let me see them. And then you walk home barufoot. You know what I mean? With socks.
Right.
He did that. He did that to Gianni Infantino. He's like, just put it right
there. What was it? Like Donald Trump is like that character from like in Austin Powers. Was it like the sequel where he was like, he saw the gold.
Yeah. Wasn't he like Dutch or something?
Goldfinger? I think Goldfinger. Oh, he saw the gold and he's like, hey, I'm
super new reference.
So
super modern reference you just made there.
Just embarrassing, bro. And the worst part is that Infantino can't say shit.
Nah.
He just has to sit there and take it.
Weird, because they just put their offices in Trump Tower. I mean, you can just go right downstairs.
He just has to be like, hey, okay, yeah.
You know what? Email info@whitehouse.org.
Bro, he's like, until the World Cup is over, to the final whistle of the World Cup, I gotta do it.
Infantino's like, let me just get through this next year, bro, and then we'll get you your real Club World Cup trophy, man.
My goodness. All right, let's wrap it up there, everybody. Thank you so much.
We'll get it back from President Zoran.
We'll be back obviously on what's today, Thursday. We'll be back on Monday with a brand new episode. I don't know what day it is anymore. So make sure you follow us if you have not at Soccer Cooligans on all socials. Follow us on Blue Sky. A lot of is bumping over there. And hit the like button if you have not yet. Like and subscribe to the Cooligans on YouTube. Shout out to everybody. The whole Yahoo team in here today. Team's just growing and growing. We love to see it.
Right.
So we'll be
We
back.
got some yads, we got some who's. It's all there, all here, bro.
All right, bro. All right, we'll see you on Monday, everybody. Have a good weekend.
Love you guys.
Yeah, Trump is an embarrassment to America. Not the best representative, but we have a better representative that represented the United States, Brad Friedel. We spoke to him just a couple days ago. So go check out our interview with Brad Friedel, former USMNT goalkeeper. You can click on my face if you'd like to see that video.
That's right. Click on my face if you want to hit the subscribe button. You should.